You know, we are on the absolute brink of wiping a devastating disease off the face of the earth. For good. It's one of the greatest public health stories ever told, a story about the whole world coming together. But that last little bit of the journey, that final inch, that's always the hardest part. So, how do we actually cross that finish line? Let's dive in. To really get the scale of what's been accomplished, you have to see what the world was up against. So, what does a win of this magnitude, what does it actually look like? And let's be crystal clear about the stakes here. Polio is a truly awful disease. It often targets kids, and it can cause paralysis that lasts a lifetime. The whole mission is about making sure no child has to face that future, ever again. Now, this wasn't a fight that one group could take on alone. No way. It has been a massive, global team effort. You've got organizations like the Gates Foundation, UNICEF, the CDC, and Rotary International all jumping in, funding vaccines and backing the health workers on the ground. So let's go back to that question. What does this victory look like? Well, picture this. Just 35 years ago, wild polio was paralyzing 350,000 children. Not in total, every single year. That number is just staggering. And today, that number is down to less than 100. I mean, just look at that. From 350,000 a year to under 100, it's hard to even wrap your head around that kind of progress. To put a fine point on it, we're talking about a 99.9% reduction in cases. This isn't just a success story. It is, without a doubt, one of the greatest public health achievements in the history of humankind. So the job's almost done. We are incredibly close. Which brings us to the big question, right? If we're this close, why isn't the number 0? What's stopping us? Well, that final inch of the race is where things get really tough. You've still got these persistent outbreaks, mostly in Pakistan and Afghanistan. And in some parts of Africa, things like military conflict and really fragile health systems make it incredibly hard to get vaccines to every single child. So this is the puzzle for health workers today. When an outbreak happens in one of these super hard-to-reach places, how do you track and stop an enemy you literally can't even see? The answer, it turns out, is in the technology, specifically something called genetic sequencing. It's basically the process of reading a virus's unique genetic code, its own personal blueprint. And by doing that, scientists can figure out exactly where it came from and track how it's on the move. And this is a total game changer. It lets scientists become viral detectives. They're not just carpet bombing a whole region with vaccines anymore. Now they can actually trace the virus's family tree right back to its source, like following a trail of breadcrumbs. And the process is just brilliant. Here's how it works. A new case gets detected. The virus sample is sent to a lab. There, scientists sequence its genes, and they can pinpoint its exact origin. All that information goes directly to the health workers who can then launch a lightning-fast surgical strike, a targeted response to stop that specific strain from spreading one step further. And hey, this isn't just some idea on a whiteboard. It is happening right now. They're building a whole network of these labs across Africa. You can see there are already 4 up and running, with 4 more about to open. That's going to dramatically boost the power to spot and squash these outbreaks. Because really, that's what this all comes down to: speed. These labs give health workers a crucial head start. They can finally get ahead of an outbreak and respond with a speed and a precision that just wasn't possible before. Which brings us right back to that finish line. The goal is so close. As one expert put it, with the right resources and a sustained commitment, I'm confident that we can make polio history. It feels real. It feels possible. When you look at it, the story of beating polio is just such a powerful example of what we can do when we all decide to work together. A 99.9% drop in a terrible disease, it's just an incredible testament to science and global determination. And it leaves you with this really inspiring thought. If we can do this, what's the next great challenge humanity is going to solve?